So with my Impact Max 2, we get sort of a different look for our settings than the previous interactive display settings that we had before. So here we have our wireless and our network. So we can choose from our Wi-Fi, Ethernet, our hotspot, Bluetooth, and etc. So we're able to connect our interactive display to the internet either wirelessly or with a wire. We're also able to share hotspot from our interactive display onto our students, for example, in the class. We're also able to connect with Bluetooth, for example, if we want to connect some speakers to our interactive display. Under that, we have our personal. So here we can change the wallpaper. We can also add in different gestures to the screen. We can also turn on multi-window mode. This is going to allow me to have different apps on the screen at the same time. I usually keep that off just because I like having my apps on full screen on the interactive display. Here we can also set our default whiteboard. So mine is currently set as the legacy whiteboard, but we're able to change that to our Links whiteboard as well if we wish to do so. Under that, we have our default home app, so we can change that to Tiramisu or Clever Launcher. Again, you can play around with that in your own time. I usually just keep it on education mode. In my users tab, we can add in different users. For example, if we're moving different classrooms in our secondary school, we can set different users and set passwords for these users as well. So here we have our input and output settings, our different speaker and mic settings as well, depending on which speaker or mic we want to use for the sound. Under that, we have our input naming settings, so we can change names of our different inputs, for example, HDMI 1 or Type-C 2. Under that, we have our applications, so these are different applications that are currently downloaded on your interactive display. Under that, we have our system. So we can change our system date and time here. We also have startup and shutdown settings as well. Here I can set different times that I want my interactive display to start up at and to shut down at. So I have mine an off time at 5:30 p.m. but we don't have a start time just because we don't use all of the screens all the time. Now in my system settings, I'm also able to check for different system updates. So once I receive my interactive display, my advice is to check for any updates that are due, just because there's usually about 2 updates a year, so your interactive display might not be up to date.